All right, so we've been talking about the system coming through for this weekend, but you also pointed out that the temperature tonight is going to feel a little cooler than maybe we've been used to.
And I've been pointing that out because, as I told you, I had a couple of friends who got real excited about spring. And they asked me questions, and I don't think they like my answers. They're like, hey, can I put my hose back out, in the, garden hose? I'm like, yeah, if you want to drain it and take it back in every night, you can certainly do that. And then they just didn't respond. So 9 out of 10,
Message received.
They still put the hose out there. So I just wanted to point out, yeah, it's going to be chilly tonight. But, sometimes it's hard to believe, hey, we got snow coming. It's got to 48 today. You would never really anticipate that in 24 hours or so we'd see snow breaking out. This morning, I was nitpicking myself. I was saying this to Brian, that I thought there was a little bit more cloud cover this morning than I had anticipated, but everything ended fine. We ended up with a lot of sunshine through the afternoon. It was a nice day. Here's our next storm system, which is kind of a funky little warm front here from Washington, D.C. all the way back to St. Louis. And then the storm is back here. So this is what's going to come through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. And I think system is the right word for it, because storm implies nor'easter, which this is not. This is really just a warm front, cold front combo that has just enough cold air. Speaking of which, it will be chilly tonight. If you're out and about, normal hours, normal Maine hours, it'll be freezing or so. If you're out there in the early morning, 2, 3 in the morning, it will get down into the 20s at that point, a couple of teens too. We start with sun, but we cloud up pretty quickly tomorrow through the middle of the day, and then here comes the snow. I do think there will be some snow flying during the daylight hours tomorrow over southern and western Maine. We're talking 4 to 6 in the afternoon, but it's really going to be hard to accumulate with those surface temperatures in the mid to upper 30s. Still, the sun angle this time of the year is significantly stronger than it is through winter. And then eventually, after sunset, that's when we have a chance to accumulate away from the coast. It's getting to 31, 32. We can do that. The coast is still going to be a hard fight, 34, 35, 36, this model is saying. I think we're going to have a hard time really accumulating much snow and eventually changing over to rain along the immediate coastline over southern coastal Maine into the mid-coast. Still snowing inland, really still snowing into the mountains. Sleet gets involved probably late in the evening into early Sunday, and then we end this as rain showers along the coast and some light snow in the mountains. And Sunday afternoon could be sneaky nice over western Maine, near 50 degrees in quite a few spots. So the bottom line here is not a big deal. Do expect some snow along the coastline, but not enough that it really matters. Coating to an inch, 1 to 3 inches of slush inland, 3 to 6 of heavy wet snow in most spots in the foothills mountains, and then 6 plus possible in some of the higher terrain. Still watching a storm for next week. Most of the models have kicked it out to sea, but the European Ensemble member, which is an aggregate of 51 versions of the model run over and over again, still has it pretty close. This is too far out to sea, but this would be a hit. So I'm not letting this one go yet. If it's still not there tomorrow, then I think we'd feel better about it. But it's not my problem because it's Saturday. So I will watch the storm again. Even areas that get 3, 4 inches of snow, you can look at these temperatures Sunday afternoon, Monday afternoon, see where we're going with this. And if that storm misses on Wednesday and Thursday, it's worth noting those 38s will turn into 45s pretty quickly, because I'm implying that the storm's close enough to pull some colder air. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll just be cruising through next week. Yeah.
All right. Well, we now know you're not a fan of the Canadian model, and
yeah, you don't hear a lot about that.
Well, it's terrible. It's really bad. If you're a weather weenie and you say, well, there's still the storm in the Canadian model, everyone's like, ooh, you're really stretching now. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Weather trash talk.
Gotta want it badly.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, thank you.